I'm back from the UK. I just felt so at home there.
Back to the land of my people.
Back to the motherland. Inside Matthew Perry's final days, top ketamine doctor reveals who he blames for his tragic death.
Top ketamine doctor?
Yeah.
Yeah, God, I wonder who it could have been.
I mean, people are entitled to their sexual proclivities. Let there be 1,000 blossoms bloom. But I ain't spending any time on it. But I ain't spending any time on it. But I ain't spending any time on it. Let there be 1,000 blossoms bloom. But I ain't spending any time on it.
Hi, everybody. Hi, Ciaran.
Hi, Yanni.
It's just us today.
Casey?
Yeah.
Casey? Casey!
Oh, goodness. This is such a problem. So, it's hard to... How do we explain this? Casey's here. Like, we can see that there is Casey here. But...
Like a metaphysical Casey.
Yeah. Like, he has quite a strong presence. And so he's still here. However, the problem is, he's just...
Non-corporeal right now.
Non-corporeal. And that means that whenever he tries to, like... smack his lips together to make noises aren't coming out.
Yeah.
Because he can't smack it.
He can't smack his lips.
His top lip and bottom lip. No, Casey's away. As you can hear, it's just us today, and we've already lost the plot. Welcome back to Shouldn'ta Come, Australia's most accurate and specific political podcast, or something like that.
Correct.
We have a low-key episode prep for you today. Casey is spending the weekend doing something, much more important than this. That sounded so much more bitter than I meant. I wanted it to sound quite sweet. Like, we're so excited that he's having a good time.
Wow.
Fuck you,
Casey had something better to do this weekend. I guess hanging out was just not good enough, huh?
Liz,
Guess I shouldn't have made all those profiteroles or whatever.
Oh, I know. I should have told you that Casey wasn't coming before you started making the profiteroles just for Casey.
Yeah.
Yeah, but Casey we'll have Casey back soon. Have a wonderful weekend. By the time you hear this, it'll be 2 weeks from now.
Yeah.
So I hope you're reminiscing about the time you had a wonderful weekend. We're going to have a kind of far-reaching, scattered conversation today about a topic that's important, I think. But first, we're going to meet a freak of the week.
Yay. Oh, my gosh.
This is going to be a lot of fun. So I'm about to introduce you to a goofy-looking guy from South Australia, but he's really from Scotland.
Okay.
In that he came here as like a 17-year-old.
Okay.
His name is, and not the political commentator, David Speirs.
David Speirs. Oh, there he is. There, that does look like a Scot.
Isn't he kind of goofy-looking?
Yeah.
Yeah. What do you reckon he sounds like?
Like this.
Yeah, okay. He's like in his mid-30s, maybe late 30s. He's been in local South Australian politics since he was 26 because he's a psycho.
Oh, one of those.
Yeah, he was the director of the Duke of Edinburgh Award.
What?
Because he's done the whole thing.
What?
Did you know there were 3 levels of it?
No. What?
On his wiki, it's like, he's done all 3 levels of the Duke of Edinburgh, and now he's the director of it.
What the fuck, bro?
I don't know.
Dude, David, chill out.
He's just really into like he did the first one at school, and then he did the other 2 as an adult or whatever.
Is that allowed?
I don't know. Like, all I remember about Duke of Ed is like they were just annoying kids in my school who did it. Just exclusively really irritating. No, and you're all beautiful. You're all listening. But yeah, he's done the whole thing. When he turned 30 in 2014, he became a South Australian MP. And in 2022, he became a leader of the South Australian Liberal Party. He's like all the way up, right?
Damn, what?
Yeah, he's had like a astonishing rise to power.
Yeah.
He's a socially conservative Christian divorcee. So he's yeah, he's...
Risky biscuits, my friend.
He's anti-abortion and anti-euthanasia, but most worryingly, he is a dedicated surf lifesaver.
Oh, fuck.
And he's a big-time no for the referendum, the voice referendum. Big-time no, but for only kind of racist reasons advocate. Like, no, but we should recognize them in the Constitution kind of thing. As opposed to no, and we shouldn't change the Constitution. Australia is a proud white nation.
Come on, David.
So more just like the third chamber Malcolm Turnbull kind of objection.
Yep.
He also did have shares in a cotton farm while he was a minister for water or whatever via Macquarie Bank or something.
David.
He once softly intimated that he wouldn't necessarily mind beheading climate protesters. You might have heard this. He was like, I'm glad we have the right to protest, but they should remember that some countries would behead you for saying those things.
I remember this.
Yes, that's him. He's also, to be fair to him, he's the guy who spearheaded one of the first single-use plastic bans.
Spearheaded it, you say?
Oh my god, I didn't even think about that. Yeah, David Speirs had it. So David Speirs, he's a weird freak, and he's the opposition leader of South Australia, a state that can go pretty conservative when it wants to, which means he is ripe for what the millennials claim the kids are calling a crash out. You heard about crashing out?
Yeah.
Yeah. I don't think it... I don't want to weigh in on it, but it seems weird because those are words that already exist.
Yeah.
You know, he's crashed out. It's it just sounds like you've fallen asleep. Really.
Yes, that is how I frequently people describe me as being oh yeah, Ciaran's crashed out, as in I passed out somewhere.
But this is new kids
crashing
slang.
out, as in like a car crashing out of the race course. You fucked up and now you're done.
You're dead! You're done!
Yeah, big public breakdown. Anyway, so David Speirs is trying to be South Australian Premier, right? He's trying to be leader of he's a leader of the opposition party in South Australia. He's always in the news doing some weird freak shit.
Yeah.
So his crash out comes at dizzying speed. Ciaran, are you ready to read some ABC headlines?
Yeah, I'm pretty excited.
Okay, let's go. The first one is from the 8th of August, 2024.
SA Liberals' David Speirs resigns as opposition leader to give party best possible chance at next election.
Yeah, so that kind of came out of nowhere, right? The party's oh my god, David's leading us into the election and now he's kind of gone and he's fairly popular. He said he's had a gutful. He says he's, no longer got the energy or the fight for leadership. On the radio, he says that he's tired because the local News Corp paper, The Advertiser, had taken an editorial stance against him. And he's I'm just constantly fighting the paper. It's impossible. About a month later, on the 4th of September, he makes clear that he still thinks he'd be the best candidate, making a pretty big statement.
Okay. David Speirs warns SA Liberal Party could go backwards at 2026 South Australian election.
Yeah, he's, pretty worried because the party seems to be coming apart at the seams.
Because they just lost their leader, David.
He describes
David.
it as shambolic.
David.
It's why, David? What happened?
Yeah, it's almost like they lost their leader or something.
But everything's apparently fucked up. I didn't look into it because it doesn't matter, and you'll see why. And he's also disappointed because after he resigned as leader, he wasn't appointed back to the shadow ministry. So he's on the
really
back
thought
bench.
you were going to be he wasn't sent back to the Shadow Realm, and I wasn't
Well, that's the thing. Once you kick out your leader, you have to send them to the Shadow Realm, or they will mount a challenge for leadership in the future.
Yeah, exactly.
It's a problem. So, on the topic of shambolic, about a week after that, on the 10th of September, we have the following headline.
Alleged deepfake snorting video appearing to show David Speirs came as complete shock to Liberal leader Vincent Tarzia. What? He's got a coke snorting?
You remember when he said the Advertiser had a vendetta
a grudge against him, and they're hey, this is also very...
Ciaran, what are we seeing?
All right, so we're seeing a picture with the Advertiser splashed across it, because you gotta make sure you know that that's them who's got it. It appears to be a still from a video, and it shows David Speirs with a plate and a white line, and he's sniffing it all right. He sure is just snorting that bad boy up.
He's not going to be the first Scots person to come here and take cocaine. That's what they do here, right? That's why there's all these tourists coming down here.
Surely.
Drugs are always cheaper somewhere else, somehow.
Yes.
No matter where you're from and where you're going.
They're always going to be cheaper somewhere else. They're always going to
be... The drug... You'll find a drug that's cheaper.
Yeah.
The News Corp published the whole video.
That's so fun. So that's fucking wild. Also, the background of this video is great. We've got a bottle of wine, we've got lighters, a vape, we've got his phone there.
This just looks like our house.
I was going to say, it just kind of looks like it.
It's just like us.
Like the everyman's house,
It's you're a Christian, sorry?
Yeah. Sorry, man, I don't know about all this.
So, at first, David is the video isn't me, right? And then he's like, no, the video, it's a deep fake, right? And then Vincent Tarzia is like, I'm confident that David is telling the truth and this isn't a real video of him snorting cocaine. Let's check back in a month later on Saturday, the 5th of October, 2024. From memory, Chloe was visiting, so I'm absolutely wasted at this point. Meanwhile, David...
Former SA Liberal leader David Speirs to face court, charged with drug offences, police confirm. Oh no. He's like, it wasn't me. I mean, like, look, I was doing drugs separately to that. That video in particular wasn't me. That was somebody else.
He's really backing himself into a corner, right? So David says he's endured many pressures over the last few months, if not more, and announces that he's leaving the Liberal Party and stepping down from Parliament, which is going to trigger a by-election.
Fuck me.
In a statement, he says his mental health had been in significant decline, and he sounds like somebody saying sorry for the 70th time. And that is a still from his apology video.
Oh no, not the apology. Okay, so firstly of all, he's like out in nature. He's sitting on the ground, it appears, because he's got his one leg crooked up, and he's got his arm around that leg, and he looks like he's in a, what is that? Like a dark, like button down, short sleeve though, because he's an everyman. I've not been the best version of myself. I've not been the best version of David Speirs, and I've spent time with people who did not bring out the best in me, to be quite honest. I believe there's someone pretty sinister behind this. And while I'm personally devastated by what has happened, and I will fight to clear my name of any allegations.
Someone pretty sinister is behind this.
Yeah, bro, is it you? Look in the mirror.
It's Aku.
Samurai fool!
Copy that. Back to the fuck.
Yeah, he's
Holy shit.
He's trying to have it all ways. I'm sorry for what I didn't do.
You know, I'm sorry.
Cabal
I was
did it.
really stressed. I didn't do it. But if I did do it, it's because someone evil made me do it. Bro, you can't act like that. What are you talking about?
Okay. So, David Speirs has a $6 million property empire, right?
Of course
And
he does.
The new party leader, whose name we read out before, I've forgotten it, Vincent Tarzia.
Yeah.
The new party leader, his property empire is barely a third of that. It's like $2 million, you know?
Pathetic. What a plebeian. What a disgusting little peasant.
And David, there's a brief period of stress for him when it's revealed that most of David's properties are Airbnbs or whatever.
Oh my god.
But, so Vincent Tarzia... So he says, David's career effectively coming to an end is a challenging period for us.
Yeah, no shit.
And
your cokehead boss just bounced and is having a public breakdown over it.
So this cokehead, right, eventually court proceedings start, right?
Yeah.
Because he's being charged.
Yeah.
And we get this headline on the 14th of April, 2025. So about, 7 months later.
Former SA Liberal leader David Speirs supplied cocaine to man attending Narcotics Anonymous. Oh my god. Not only are you fucking up your own shit, you're fucking up people trying to recover. Bro. Court documents reveal former SA Liberal leader David Speirs produced a rock of cocaine and crushed it on his kitchen bench to share with two men. Bro.
Some dude trying to recover. The shadow premier comes in.
Yeah, comes in and he's just like, hey, you want some coke? And it's like, what? What?
While he's the opposition leader.
Yeah, hey there, buddy. You look like you could use some snort. Come have some snort and snow with me.
Oh, mate, no, good one, David. No,
I'm serious. I'm serious.
David,
Come here. Come here.
I've been trying to stop, David.
Look, I'll. How about this? I'll put it on. I don't know what accent went in. I'll put it on me tongue, and we'll have a little kiss. It's no problem.
No kisses.
It's not gay if you've had cocaine.
That's true. And I guess keep that in mind. I'll go.
No, I can go.
Okay, I'll wait. Ciaran's gone to calm Archie down. Archie's mad. He's mad about something. He's just gonna have a brief scream. Let's scream tonight. Scream at possums outside. Get out of my house. You're in my house, possum, fuck, possum. For the listener at home, the possum's hand is creeping over the top of the little balcony. We got the deck. I don't know when it becomes a deck. Is a deck the same as a balcony?
I tore open a portal in time and flung him into the future.
All right, so we were talking about David Speirs.
Yes.
He's given drugs to somebody who's trying to quit drugs.
That's fucked. That is insane. Bro, you can't be doing that.
Which was bad enough, but then we get the final blow on the Thursday, the 24th of April.
Former SA opposition leader David Speirs convicted and fined over drug supply charges. Damn, they got him?
Yeah, they got him. He's doing... Now, listen, this is the federal minister doing coke. He was fined $9,000 and has to do 37 and a half hours of community service.
Off. Go
which
to
is
jail, bro.
a work week. But it's, you know, we really believe in second chances here. So in July, he's really committing to this, like, mental health angle for his recovery, right?
Of course, he's like, oh, I just wasn't well.
Exactly. Traditionally in Australia, when you're trying to, you know, play that, you do the Kokoda Trail.
Yeah.
You run through Papua New Guinea or whatever.
Yeah.
It's the traditional I'm raising money for men's health charity activity, and David is out in the sun enjoying himself. Look at this sweaty Scotsman.
Damn, there he is. What a pose.
How does he look comfortable?
No, he's standing so weirdly. He looks like when you pose a child for like a preschool child out the front of a school for their first day, where they've got like one foot kind of forward, their hands are like not flat by their sides, they're kind of like out a little bit.
Yeah, their uniform's still rigid.
Yeah, like you've just put them there and you're just like, all right, smile, and they're like, you know.
Yeah. So that's Davey. Wait, sorry. What's this?
Oh no. David Speirs denies misusing email list to promote charity fundraiser. Bro.
Can't even go a week.
It's the same fucking photo as the last one.
It was 2 days. Like, the reason I started this whole thing is because those two headlines were next to each other. I'm like, they're the same photo.
Oh my fucking God. What is going on?
Well, that was just last week. So the 13th of August. So that's the last thing that's going on at this point.
Bro, David.
Yeah.
You know what's going to be found out? They're going to be like, you know, David Speirs fucking detained overseas because of drug possession.
Yeah, he took
like that's
coke
the next
to Papua New
fucking
Guinea.
thing. He's going to be like, I'm
Trail.
going to run the Kokoda Trail, like coked up to my fucking eyeballs.
Kokoda Trail.
Exactly, the Coca Trail.
Yeah, I'm trying to figure it out.
Coca Trail. Coca Trail.
What about Kokoda Trail? So it's like coked Oda Trail.
Coke.
Say what?
Yeah,
the Coke Trail.
Yeah, he's running coke off the Kokoda Trail.
Okay.
I don't know. He seems like an absolute mess. He's probably a shit party guest and probably a worse tourist.
Yeah, absolutely.
But manly men's health is really like in vogue these days. Maybe the last 15 years.
Yeah, there's been bigger conversations, both for good and for bad.
I don't know about for good. No. Boys, you know, it's all right to cry. You guys need to cry and stuff. But, you know, I don't care about Movember, man. It's like it's like I'm growing a moustache to support men's mental health.
Every day is Movember because I'm growing this moustache to support my mental health.
Yeah, you know, just do it for you, man. Just do what makes you happy. No, but it used to just be Movember and the men's shed, and it was kind of like a part of things. But now you've got programs that range from the Mankind Project, who run the new warrior training adventure, to Complete Men, who run meditation groups for fathers. Right? There's like a whole spectrum of this now.
Well, that's the whole outcome of the wellness industry, right? Like,
yes.
It's like we have to diversify. It can't just be like, you know, wellness is, or like mental health and stuff is genderless. It does have to be like, you know, mental health for men.
Oh, because you need to be able to get them
mental health
too.
for girls.
Yeah, absolutely. Chris Hemsworth has a new season of his show, which is about improving his mental resilience, and he's like trying to learn how to play the drums from Ed Sheeran.
What?
Or whatever in one of the episodes to learn to deal with stress, and he's dealing with his genetic predisposition to Alzheimer's. So he's doing like, I guess, wellness for Chris Hemsworth. And apparently he's really bad at the drums.
Yeah, that doesn't surprise me.
Like,
if he was good at the drums, he would be a musician.
Well, apparently he's okay at the guitar.
That's surprising.
So he's like,
because he has big hands.
I think he's pretty enough that he looks like some pre-jacked Chris Hemsworth looks like someone who learned how to play the guitar.
Yes.
To get girls? Sure.
Absolutely.
Did
yes.
it work? I have to assume so.
You know?
Whereas like the drums, yeah, everyone's just like, wow, we found something Chris is really bad at.
He's like, oh, this is meant to be making me feel better. I just feel worse now.
Everyone's just like, wow, you really just don't have a sense of rhythm. You can't keep the beat at all.
It's like, bro, you're awful at this. What the fuck are you doing?
But look, I think it is, joking aside, it is way better for Australian men to play music with no rhythm than if they start marching in the streets.
Very true.
You know, like...
I mean, because they're not going to be in sync when they march anyway, and that's distressing.
That's so distressing. It's kind of like a jumped-up mob, you know? Like, you ever seen footage of, like, an animal stampede, and every once in a while there's, like, a giraffe? That's what it looks like when Australian men are going on a march.
Just like, oh, fuck. Anyway.
Every once in a while there's someone really tall. Every once in a while there's someone who's jumping. Archie, no one's jumping outside.
Giraffe.
Hey, calm down, man. It's fine. The possum's just doing possum shit.
Archie, all done.
So, on Saturday, the 9th of August, which, Ciaran, you'll notice is last Saturday when we're recording this.
Yes.
There was a march of about 100 masked Nazi-looking men in Melbourne.
Oh, yeah.
Good evening. 100 neo-Nazis hiding behind black masks have marched through the Bourke Street Mall.
Yeah, this might have just been an early advertisement for the alleged March for Australia that's planned for the 31st of August, which... the listener, you'll notice, is this coming Sunday from the time you're hearing this.
An online movement.
When did it become racist to be a patriot?
Planning to take to the streets.
The rally is aimed at the white Australians, but they've kind of dropped that.
Yeah.
To assemble against the traitors and foreigners, although they've kind of dropped that as well.
Yeah.
They've obviously got like a Facebook group, although it seems like there's 5 or 6 because this doesn't seem to be centrally organized in any way. Big current in the groups is this constant reminder to only carry Australian flags. Now, obviously, they don't mean Aboriginal or Torres Strait flags, but they're also like, don't bring an Israeli flag, don't bring a Palestinian flag, we don't want to see a Russian flag, we don't want to see a Nazi flag. They're like, we're only carrying Australian flags.
Right. That's an interesting take considering the audience you're going to be gathering.
I think... when I look at the groups, they're just like, we are trying to be taken seriously.
Yeah.
And they're not going to take us seriously if they think we're Nazis.
Yeah. Well, fair cop.
And it's like, I still think you're Nazis.
You know, you're just like embarrassed about it.
But they're, trying to softly disavow. Because the thing is, so they're now dealing with the fact that the Thomas Sewell Australian Nazi characters are like, hey, come to this rally, this is great. And
they're all like, no, please don't Nazi here.
We are an anti-immigration, not racist rally. Not anti-racist or anything like that.
No, but just like, hey, immigration.
We are focused on immigration from wherever they happen to be coming from.
And the Nazis are like, well,
that works for us.
I can get behind that. I mean, there's some other stuff too, but we could start there.
I went and this was like, they have less of a process to get into their groups at this point than Voice for Victims does.
Which is crazy.
It's like a bit younger than Voice for Victims. There's a few more like Indian looking people, which I wasn't surprised by at all.
Fair.
Like, there's so many of us. There's like 10,000 one of the good ones.
God.
As it were. It's, it's scary, but because it's Australia, it's very like stupid as well. Here's one of the marchers coming up for the 31st for, I think, Brisbane.
This is by Maureen.
Silent generation, silent no more. My first protest march in my 80 years of life.
She's got 94 positive reactions to that. That's likes and love hearts.
Can you believe, like, you're 80 years old? So 2025, you're 80 years old. You were born in 1945.
And you've never been to a protest?
So what happened when, like, what were you doing? I guess Vietnam, I have to assume that either her parent or brother was in the war.
Surely.
She didn't care about Iraq. Well, I guess, like, you know, because nothing's ever happened here. Like, this is something I say. Like, this is like an Australian, right? We'll bleep her last name, but Maureen, I think we can say Maureen.
Yeah, Maureen.
Like, this is all on the public Facebook page, but I'll bleep her last name. Maureen is like the Australians. And nothing's actually happened to Australians. And this is the first thing that they think is happening to them. Every time something happens, they think it's the first thing.
Like, no one's ever been persecuted this way before.
And it's like, damn, maybe you just have a lucky life.
Because there's no outcomes to this, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, it's wild. It's wild. It seems like Bob Catter is on board. He's suggesting that attendees throw eggs at politicians from the major parties if they show up. But then he has to, you know, do a couple of edits to the post. It's actually quite funny.
Bob Catter is fucking funny.
He's hilarious. So he does this post like, I hope y'all show up and you bring eggs to throw at politicians. And then he has to do a little edit and he's like, I've re-uploaded it without the reference to eggs because it seems like some politicians are scared of eggs. He's incredible. He's
God
so
damn
bad.
He's
then
so funny.
He does the second one. He's like, oh, I didn't realize there were white supremacist groups. I disavow all of them.
Oh my God.
It's like, what? Come on, man.
Bob's just like, I walk a fine line.
He's really struggling. It's unclear who, if anybody, is funding the March for Australia organizations.
Yeah.
There's I've forgotten what his name was, but I listened to a radio thing by like a right-wing anti-immigration guy.
Yeah.
Who is critiquing the organization because he's like, you guys aren't organized, you don't have protest permits. It's just going to be a bunch of Nazis showing up.
Yeah.
And this is like a conservative right-wing guy.
Yeah.
And he's like, so I got in touch and we got this video featuring like their spokeswoman and it's this young Australian lady. She's AI. So they've got like an AI video.
AI?
Yes.
Holy shit.
So like they don't have a spokeswoman. They don't have a real video. It's
Is this Australia's AI girlfriend?
Oh my God, it might be.
Sheila?
I guess this is Sheila. We'll have to find out.
Well, I love her.
Okay, well, I wasn't planning on doing this, but I can bring up the picture of her.
Please. I'm desperate to see her. Oh my God, Sheila. Girl next door baddie.
She's like girl next door baddie Bindi Irwin.
Yes.
Like, you know.
It looks like you could put her in any situation and she'd kind of fit in there. It's like, hey, you know, I'm off to grab like, you know, drinks in the city and it's like, yeah, perfect, Sheila's coming. Oh, I gotta go fucking wrangle some hogs.
Yeah, Sheila's coming.
Yeah, Sheila will be there. She's got a Ford Ranger or whatever.
It's like, I'm off to the Australia First rally.
You know,
like,
great, Sheila's gonna be there.
I'll see if I can find her voice.
Please.
Yeah,
That sounds weirdly real.
Yeah, I mean...
Did they get an actual, like, woman to maybe say it and then used AI generative video to create a woman?
Yeah, so I don't know, like a lot of the stuff seems to come online and then go offline.
Yeah.
God bless Australia and Christ is King.
Maybe TikTok would be the place to find it. Maybe that's just on Telegram or whatever.
Yeah.
I wasn't going to join Telegram again.
Fair enough.
And yeah, there's an article in The Guardian about how a lot of the articles about it by Murdoch and News Corp by News Corp and Fair, whatever the organizations are.
You know.
Are essentially also flyers for the events and include the information and stuff.
Well, yeah, because it's like, oh, this is crazy, and it's happening on.
But yeah, so that's Sheila. You know, she's just like a brunette lady.
Yeah.
I'm a little surprised Australia's girlfriend is a brunette. I really expected her to be a blonde.
I think that's the more, like, conservative leaning of it all.
And I think
because I think blonde is a bit too on the nose.
It is a bit too on the nose.
I think there is like you know, I think blondes aren't thought of particularly positive here. And I think, in fact, blondes are mainly seen as sex objects here.
Yeah.
As opposed to a brunette you could marry.
You can marry a brunette. We're looking for a girlfriend here.
Exactly.
Like a steady
you
AI
know?
lady. Yeah,
exactly.
yeah.
Exactly.
Okay, so there's also a lady named Beck Freedom who...
Beck Freedom?
Yeah, so she's kind of claimed to be running the Sydney March and has got a lot of, like, I guess, eyes on her for her page or whatever. It's all kind of fresh. So I went around to a few pages. It's all kind of fresh. She's really on top of the messaging in terms of, like, keeping things on point now. But a Redditor named the Dingo Donger found a clip of her letting the real message out.
Okay, great. For starters, she looks like a Beck.
Doesn't she?
Yeah. I don't know. There's just like sometimes you see a person and you're like, your name is Beck.
Yeah. Yeah, in like a pejorative way.
You know, like it's not Rebecca, it's not Becky, that's Beck.
That's Beck.
Yeah. All right.
This is how I break it down. Protect Australian heritage, culture, way of life. Next step, protect European heritage, culture, way of life. The next step, protect white heritage. It all means the same thing. It's just another way to put it. Australian heritage, by saying it that way, is more appealing to the public. It will deter them from saying it's a Nazi rally. Australia is European. Australia is white.
Girl, come on now.
The last 3 words were European is white.
Oh, sorry.
But yeah, I don't think it matters.
It's the same difference.
It's the same difference. Yeah, so, you know, we all know, but they're not saying it.
Yeah.
They're like trying to organize themselves into holding it together for 30 seconds. A couple of the comments
a palatable way to be like,
exactly.
Yes, this is a white rights rally, basically.
Exactly. Because a lot of the things, like there's complaints, like why aren't we being, you know, more forceful in our messaging? And people are like, we don't want another Cronulla. So these are people who look at Cronulla as an embarrassment because it couldn't go far enough, I guess.
Jesus Christ. Or like just the audacity, like I imagine some people think of it as being like, well, you know, it was uncouth.
Yeah.
Yes, we want all of these brown people out of here. Of course we do.
Send them
Of course
back to
I would beat them if
Damascus
I
or
could.
whatever.
But it's a bad look. To be white is not to be violent.
It's very bad to be violent.
Except for the parts where like all of white culture is just like, how much mass violence can I perpetrate?
The more you can get away with, the better
whiter
your
you are.
long-term outcomes are.
100%.
So I was speaking with one of our anarchist friends recently, and we came up with a theory about groups of men. Any group of men has a level of pogrom potential.
Yes.
And assembling together activates that in all circumstances. Now, there's things that deviate it if they're ethnically diverse. It reduces their pogrom potential. More women, less pogrom potential. If they have a defined goal, wanting their football team to win, wanting to end brown Australians, whatever it is, they can be weaponized and activated very quickly. Like, it just kind of comes instinctually to large groups of men to act like this.
Yeah, and I think it's a weird, like, level of, like, just hive mind.
Yeah, they can
when
do
a bunch
it.
of guys get together where it's just, like, somebody... And I hate using this terminology, like, the whole, like, alpha wolf shit. But I think... People will often turn to, like, the person who is socially the strongest, I think, perhaps the most liked, perhaps the loudest, and so the most listened to, and, you know, just fall in line with, like, whatever opinions, because they're like, oh, well, I don't want to be the odd one out.
No.
And so it's like, yeah, I'm going to commit a hate crime.
Yeah.
It's like, I don't want to be the odd one out.
Yeah. And they
What's
get carried
JMO going to think about this?
They also can get carried away really easily.
Yeah,
like you see this
just
when they're
keep
traveling.
heightening. And you also see this a lot in teenage boys as well.
You see this a lot with teenage boys.
Just pushing the envelope as far as it could possibly go.
But I feel like I knew a lot of men who did this into their, like, 20s, 30s.
Well, yeah, because again, it's men who have never been friends with anybody other than men exactly like them.
Yeah. And cyclist groups, you're not getting away with this either. If your cyclist group is all men, like, it's not
Shady and weird.
Shady and weird. So the Labour Party doesn't really know how to deal with the pogrom potential of men. How to, like, talk to these dudes.
Yeah.
They try different things work at different times. Because, you know, it's at the end of the day, racism is one of their original guiding principles.
Yeah.
Like, of the Labour Party. It's inbuilt into who they are and the way they'll do things, and that's okay. Like, it's not okay or whatever.
I was like, damn, that's a switch. It's okay to be racist, you guys, as long as you're a, like...
I'm like, you know, it's just like, it's whatever. Like, it's... The Australian Labour Party is the same level of racist as Australia is. And this is like more virulent, less... No, I don't... There's nothing here. You know, that's the thing. Like, I haven't got a landing point for this episode.
That's fine. We're just kind of talking about the boys. We're jumping and we'll find a way to land together.
Exactly. We'll get to the bottom of it. But you hear a lot about the male loneliness epidemic and men's health. And I think it's because it is an attempt to reach these men in a way that's not, like, materially improving the economic conditions while also addressing blah, 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 blah.
You know.
Like, it's just like we're trying to get them to talk to each other, encourage conversations and things like that.
Yeah.
It's a bipartisan thing in that, like, people find it hard to be against men's health.
Yeah.
So it's how the Labour Party tries to reach these men with, high pogrom potential. Now, as a note, Our old employers, the Australian Institute of Health and Welfare, have done their little silly studies on loneliness and social isolation. Loneliness is a subjective measure, by their terms, while social isolation is an objective measure. Loneliness is how you feel. Social isolation is how many people do you talk to regularly.
Okay.
So loneliness is like, are you lonely? Social isolation is, have you seen XYZ amount of people?
Yes, yeah.
Men, strictly speaking, experience more social isolation than women, but women are more likely to feel lonely because I don't think men have subjectivity. Back to the boys. The organization Healthy Male, which has such a broken website, found that middle-aged men are the loneliest, which does track based on the Facebook comments. Generally a younger crowd than the geriatric Voice for Victims members.
Yeah, that makes sense.
Men getting together is because they're all lonely.
Yeah.
Kind of don't care about that shit. I'm on record saying I have very little sympathy for maladjusted white men, but when they do start gathering together to make their voices heard, I get quite worried.
Fair enough.
And it's like, I mean, I don't want them to be unhappy. I'd prefer them be in a good mood. I think they wouldn't do this shit.
Yeah.
I would prefer them to have their needs met, and
Yeah.
I think they'd probably be nicer people.
Yes.
I do try to still believe that. But I don't worry. I shouldn't worry, at least, because Anthony Albanese and the Labour Party have a fucking guy for us.
Who the fuck is that guy?
After the Labour Party won the 2025 election, they announced a special envoy for men's health. And this is where I want to introduce you to our real freak of the week, the Labour Party's member for Hunter, Dan Repacholi.
Dan Repacholi? Oh, no. He's huge. Oh my god, he's fucking huge. Here's the thing, right? So like, Yanni, you're like 5'11", right? And I'm like 5 foot. If I'm like, our heights mirror perfectly. Like, I'm Anthony Albanese and you're Dan Repacholi.
Yeah,
Like,
Dan,
Albo comes up to his shoulder. That's fucked.
he's humongous.
He's like a big old fucking beard.
Big motherfucker. Like, so
This guy's huge. That's crazy. I would like to see Anthony Albanese in his suit jacket. I think it would look very silly.
I think it would look very silly. I think they should make him do it.
I think so.
And he has to sing the Triffids or whatever.
Yes.
Some dog shit music. Oh, hey, this was recorded in a Carlton brewery. Dan is the second tallest current Labour MP and one of 5 former sports people who are currently federal politicians. First, Ciaran, do you know who the other 4 are?
Okay, David Pocock.
Yep, rugby union.
Yep.
It seems like a pretty sad day.
David Docock.
Yep, Ugby Roonian.
Squavid Squocock.
Yeah, Squugby Scroonian.
Gosh, I know the other ones. That's David Gocock.
Yeah, Gugby Googigan.
Who was the last one? That was Ravid Rocock.
Ravid Rocock, rugby Roonian.
Yeah, perfect.
So yeah, obviously David Pocock. Sophie Scomps. She was
Scomps. Oh,
yeah, she
why
was
do I
in,
know
like,
Scomps?
Olympic runners. She's a teal independent.
Yes,
it's spelt
that's
Scamps.
why. Yeah, but it's Scomps.
It's Scomps. Matt Smith, who was a former basketball player
Damn,
in
okay.
the NBL, not like
Good.
yeah, but he's the one guy taller than than Dan rather.
Makes sense.
And Zali Stegel, who was
What does Ollie Stegel do?
Olympic skiing.
That doesn't fucking count.
Bullshit sport. But yeah, so what sport do you think our guy Dan Repacholi, it's Repacholi, but it's spelled CH,
Yeah.
Repacholi played?
Surely, like, one of the footballs.
I'll give you a clue. He is a 4-time Olympian.
Oh, shit. What is he, like a fucking shot putter?
You're pretty close.
Hammer throw?
I guess further away.
Discus.
I think shot put was much
Javelin?
closer. No.
Weights? Is he just a
Nah.
fucking weightlifter?
No.
What is he? A shooter? Like
Yes.
a gunman?
Yes,
he's a gunman?
gunman.
Oh shit, Dan Repacholi. Oh no.
Bang, bang, bang.
Oh
So,
no.
Dan Repacholi is a big shooter, and not in the basketball sense. He has been a professional sports shooter since he was 12. And
Holy
has
shit.
competed in his first Olympics in 2004 when he was 22.
Jesus Christ.
Now, to be fair, he's never won anything at the Olympics.
Well,
But he has 3 golds at the Commonwealth Games, which, like, come on. Oh, you're the best shooter in Australia or England. Like, I don't give a fuck.
hey, we've all got to have something, you know?
He runs an engineering shop with 60 employees in the Hunter Valley, and his initial impetus for running for Parliament was the lack of skills training offered by Liberal governments since, forever.
Fair enough.
making it harder for him to find people to work at his place.
Okay.
In general, when a small business owner says he can't find people able to work, it's usually because they don't want to pay properly.
Yeah.
But whatever, who knows. Now, his last name screamed Italian to me, and although the internet tried to tell me that it is a Slavic last name, the specific spelling of Dan's last name is very attached to one Italian-Australian family. Don't have anything about them. I don't have an exciting story, but there's like the Repacholis, and there's like, this is how it's spelled in Australia.
Damn.
It's like that family. Could you pass me that water?
Of course.
He's been re-elected once now in a very safe Labour's seat, and he's still, like, participating in shooting. He went to Azerbaijan while a sitting MP to try qualify for the Paris Olympics.
What?
Yeah.
Are you allowed to do that?
Apparently.
Damn, it just... Nice. It just feels like you shouldn't be allowed to do that.
He was going to be the first, like, active Australian MP in the Olympics since the 80s, and I'm like, the 80s?
Wait, what?
That's way too recent.
Yeah.
I've forgotten who it was, but I think I wrote it down later in the episode.
Nice.
He was a controversial pick at the time when he was selected by Labour to run for the Hunter. In one of our frequent stories that fall across battle lines that have been redrawn. So, first, the moment he was appointed, the web sleuths did some digging, and they found the social media posts of Daniel Repacholi, the 25-year-old Rio Tinto truck driver and professional shooter. They apparently found posts from back before he had any political aspirations, and they look exactly how you'd expect. Some highlights include... This is from Dan Repacholi.
Yeah, it is. Just got home from Delhi. Thank God we live in Australia. India was a shithole where I was. What the fuck, man?
And then...
Coal critics can sit in the dark and freeze this winter.
And then...
Size doesn't matter when you have 130 kilogram pushing it. Whoa. Hey, buddy. Whoa, Dan. Slow down, Dan. And then speed up, and speed up, slow down.
Lil Dick Dan, I guess.
Lil Dick Dan, he's like, doesn't matter, feels like a fucking bullet when I push it in ya. Bruh.
Lil Dick Big Dan.
Bruh.
He's an MP. He also admits to not having voted in 2010 and 2013.
I don't vote. And it's like, okay, King, what are you doing here?
He votes now. He's very polished now. A lot is made of his Instagram page. Big Dan raps.
Fuck off.
I love when a legacy outlet is trying to cover this kind of shit. The Guardian says he followed a range of sexually charged sites before deleting his account, including a North American site that publishes images of provocatively dressed and naked women posing with assault rifles and machine guns, and in some cases, grenades.
And you wouldn't believe it. Grenades.
It's like, man, he's on, like, Thirst Me on Instagram. Like,
Yeah.
to say that, it's like, in some cases, grenades. Like, I guess you have to explain this to old people or whatever.
You know, like being like, now it might sound a little funny to you, but people these days, they love to see a beautiful woman holding a pair of grenades, right where her grenades are. You
It's
know?
like, oh, she has 4 grenades. Generally, he's like, look, this was 10 years ago, and I didn't know anything about the world then. I was a competitive shooter and a coal miner, and I've learned a lot since. And he doesn't, like, talk like this anymore.
Fair.
Like, at all. Like, he's very, like, polished now.
Yes.
He is a Labour Party member now.
I guess they did have to prep him to be like, hey man,
Exactly.
we're gonna put you in like what, fucking like Bad Girls Club, and we're gonna make a real polished man out of you.
From G's to Jets.
Yes.
From
Full
drop
academy.
kicks to night. No. From larrikin to lad. No, that's also bad.
Yep.
Anyway, he's also running a company called Daniel Repacholi Projectiles at this point, at that point, which recently closed its doors, but he was like selling bullets.
Sounds about right.
He was described as a captain's pick by the media, in that people have the impression that Albanese kind of hand-selected him for the seat.
Yeah.
Most of the outlets reported that the Labour Party rank and file were unhappy with him, but they didn't get to vote. But I couldn't get past the paywalls that have the details about the order of events, what exactly happened.
Yeah.
I couldn't be bothered. Dan was previously a union delegate with the MEU before they merged into the CFMEU or whatever. So the
Right.
Mining and Energy Union.
Yeah.
And his main potential opponent that was running for the seat of Hunter for the Labour Party. What's the pre-selection? Running for pre-selection for the Labour Party was a lady named Emily Suval, who worked with the Nurses and Midwives Union before her attended politics.
Right.
Her husband, Jay Suval, was the mayor of Cessnock at the time. So, like, I don't know, all of these people are really annoying. You know,
Yeah,
like,
why do they
Olympian,
all fucking
mayor,
know each other?
Exactly.
They're all like, oh, look at me, look at me, look at me.
Yeah. I guess my point was that it feels like a window into a strange past where the CFMEU leaders and the Labour Party are collaborating against the elements of the Labour rank and file.
Yeah.
Rather than, like, vying for control of them. Like, now, like, it's impossible to think of that now.
Yeah.
Dan has made same job, same pay for contractors and salaried professionals at mine sites a core part of his messaging. So, like,
that makes
if you're on a
sense.
contract, you should be getting benefits in the same way, right?
Yeah.
In his first speech, he apologizes to the branch members for the process, but he says that his success has justified it. The Labour Party had been fighting off a surge of popularity for the local One Nation representative, Stuart Bonds.
Right.
All of his Instagrams and his emails are Stuart Bonds 007. This is Stuart Bonds and his wife.
Wow. Okay. Stuart Bonds looks like, gosh, I guess a cross between like a footy lad and a skinhead. In that he's like shaved. He's got like a neck tattoo peeking out of his shirt. His wife is like.
Anyway,
No. The people need to know. His wife is like a pin-up baddie, like alternative pin-up baddie style.
Yeah, so Stuart's a bloke's bloke.
Yeah.
You know, he's a real bloke's bloke. Dan is running on the line of coal miners need to be paid very well and we must export all we can, but we will switch to renewables eventually, and there will be gay coal miners, right? That's Dan's line, right?
And there will be gay coal miners?
No, sorry, that's not his real line. He didn't say there will be gay coal miners. He's like, there needs to be diversity on mine sites.
You know, we work hard, we play hard.
Gay coal miners, but he's not, right? He's like, yeah, mine sites should be more queer or whatever, like diversity in mine sites, not literally.
You know,
like,
we need a. This is the future the libs want. Gay coal miners.
You know, he thinks coal mining will be better if there were more gays.
Yeah, I mean, sure. Slay.
Stuart hates renewable energy.
Damn.
He wants there to be coal forever. That's the difference, right? So
yeah.
Stuart's like, I hate immigrants. I can't wait for the March for Australia. I also hate renewable energy, and I want there to be coal because coal makes the Hunter Valley region great. Because of coal that the Hunter Valley region's great, right?
Okay.
He also loves Israel. He's just like a racist guy.
Yeah, I mean, he looks it. Like, look at him.
In the most recent election, he outpolled the Nationals candidate, but obviously lost to Dan.
Yeah.
Which, in the context of One Nation, is a pretty significant victory. He was like the two-party preferred candidate.
Yeah.
Oh, you still want to talk about his strangely hot wife?
Yeah. Yeah, why not? Let's talk more about his strangely hot wife, because she's like pretty fucking hot.
She is apparently a renowned tattoo artist and pin-up model from Finland.
Well, there we fucking go.
Who met Stuart in a Thailand tattoo studio. Yes?
Has he been on a reality show?
Do you want to look it up? Do you want me to look it up? What's the show?
I just feel like this is the same story as like another guy I saw on like, I don't know which show, but some reality show where like, yeah, he got like hot European pin-up wife.
Cheapest Weddings.
Cheapest Weddings?
TV series 2016.
Australia's cheapest weddings after the Olympics on 7.
Holy shit, is that him?
Yep.
Wait, he was actually on Cheapest Weddings?
Yeah, he's on Cheapest Weddings.
I watched that episode.
I can't believe this.
Holy fuck, you can't be pulling that out at me. I was like, why do they look so familiar?
He was on
Cheapest Weddings. I watched that episode.
Yeah, there's pictures of his wedding.
Yeah, they just do like a courthouse thing or whatever, and then they like have like a fucking like barn hoedown or some shit.
I can't believe it. That's exactly what I'm looking at here.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Holy fuck.
I can't.
Baby, this is actually
That's
crazy.
an insane pull.
I was like, I fucking know these two.
I can't believe you pulled Stuart Bonds. You knew about Stuart and Cindy Bonds?
Yeah.
So, Stuart's obviously like a fame hound.
Yeah, holy shit.
Yeah, she's a renowned tattoo artist and pin-up model from Finland, and she met Stuart in a Thailand tattoo studio and moved with him to the fucking Hunter Valley.
Yeah.
Stuart's also done a bit of modeling. Here's our bloke, along with some of his more controversial comments.
Damn. I mean, he's ripped. The only thing worse than a gay person with power is a woman. I don't have a woman boss, and I don't have a gay boss, and there's a reason for that. Hang on a sec. Okay, give me a moment. MMHA. Make models hot again. What's wrong with having attractive white people advertising things? Get him out now.
It's like it doesn't work if the second letter is not America, Australia. Has to be something.
You know?
That's Stu, right? So he ran in 2019. He had a big fight with Pauline ahead of 2022, and then he ran as an independent. That year, he didn't do as well, so they made up in 2025, and they've had their best result.
I guess his boss is a woman again.
His boss is a woman. His boss is a gay woman.
You know?
Let's be real. Now, men's health, right?
Yes.
Repacholi's main thing is really on the side of physical health. He talks about some mental health stuff, but he famously eats a burger everywhere or something. He has a calendar of him eating burgers or something that he sells.
Yeah, man, real normal shit. Let's go.
Yeah. Apparently everyone likes him. Everyone's like, "Oh, Dan's
fair
great.
enough, because that's
he's giant. He's eating burgers all the
big
time."
fucking guys just this is my Wednesday burger, and
want
you're
a
like,
burger.
yes, sir.
It's like a union organizer. He spoke to The Guardian about needing to lose more than 30 kilos at one point, right? His doctor's like, you need to lose 30 kilos. He's embarrassed to visit the doctor because he doesn't want to face how much weight he's gained.
Yeah.
He hasn't had as much success with one of the Ozempic knockoffs as he hoped he would.
Yeah.
And he walked past a window and I quote, he says, "I thought, holy fuck, look how fat you are."
Honestly, an icon.
Honestly, a bit of an icon.
Yeah.
Honestly, I appreciate that he swears in public, but I promise we haven't pivoted to accepting advertising. But this next Instagram post from Dan Repacholi is going to sound like an ad on a sports betting podcast.
All right, let's go. Not the image. Okay, I can't look at that before I read. Oh no. All right, fellas, let's talk about why some days are harder than others. Yep, I'm talking about erectile dysfunction. Or as some of us call it, the old fella clocking off early. Look, it's not exactly pub talk. No one's knocking back a schooner and saying, "Hey mate, I just couldn't get the thing going last night." But maybe we should be chatting about it more. Sometimes it's stress, sometimes it's physical health, and sometimes it's because we had too many schnitties and beers and haven't seen a treadmill since 2005. So if the downstairs department isn't performing like it used to, have a yarn with your doc. And then there is a wonderful picture here. Some days are harder than others, with a cucumber and a saggy pickle.
Yeah, I think it's Dan Repacholi holding it. This is the picture he posted
funny.
with his Instagram. I think that's an AI cartoon of him. It looks like an AI cartoon of him. And I'm glad for these fellas, I guess. I think they should look after their physical health. Because of who I am, I wonder how much of this emphasis on making the old fella work these extended hours is further denial of aging that is imprinted into the Western psyche.
Why are you such a bitch?
Give him a break. You don't just start
He's tired. Let him lie down.
Let him lie down. You don't need to do it anymore. It's fine. But no, Dan seems like a friendly enough guy.
Yeah.
His role is part of the Labour government's ongoing response to, I guess, Andrew Tate and men's rights.
Yeah, just being like,
stuff.
Fuck, we need a fella. We need a bloke up here.
We need a bloke up here. It's certainly less newsworthy than the other thing they're doing, which I would say is the social media age ban thing.
Yeah, that's...
But social media companies will face fines of close to $50 million if they're caught allowing under 16s to log on.
I think it's, part of other things. I think the social media ban has surveillance implications, advertising implications. But I think part of it is man, these kids are really seeing some shit. And the kids that are most seeing the most worst shit, I don't even, fuck words. Kids that are seeing the worst shit are boys.
Sure.
So I think this is part of that, right? I understand that the male loneliness epidemic is a bit of a meme at this point. It's everyone's talking about the male loneliness epidemic.
Yeah.
And Dan is a presentation of positive masculinity that clearly worked out electorally in a pretty safe seat. But I don't think Australia is really ready for this. When we're talking about men's mental health in Australia, you're going to hear from people who work in offices and their messages are not going to reach someone who, for instance, drives a truck. Something close to the most common occupation for male Australians is truck driver. Something like 1 in 33 men are truck drivers or something like that.
Jesus, really?
Yeah. And however
Without trucks, Australia stops.
Well, exactly. Motherfuckers are drinking Monster Energy for 18-hour days, veering across the country, or speed and meth. And a third of them have back problems, a quarter of them have high blood pressure, half of them have chronic pain, and 63% of long-haul drivers in Australia are obese.
Yeah, because what are you going to do? In what time do you have to take care of yourself? You have to, fucking have as many substances all the way up to your eyeballs to meet the deadlines that are required of you, and you're driving a death machine.
Yeah. All the time.
The whole time. And you stop, you eat shit food, because how are you supposed to prepare a meal for yourself? You, drink a whole lot of shit that shouldn't be going into your body as frequently as it does, because you need to stay awake and you need to stay focused. And, like, you'll probably, like, be doing a lot of recreational drugs or drugs to keep yourself awake. Like, you're going to need stuff to, like...
Sleep.
Exactly. You got to have stuff that keeps you up and stuff that takes you down. Like, trucking is an insane profession and needs so many more protections.
It needs so many more protections and needs to stop.
Free same-day delivery. Free on Amazon Prime.
And we need to put fucking rail lines in if we're going to be sending all this shit across the country all the time.
You know, it's a big fucking country.
It's a big fucking country. This is ridiculous. And also, trucking increases... There's so many Amazon delivery trucks.
Yeah.
I can't justify that emotionally.
No.
Like, oh, it's really good that we can get stuff delivered to our house. Too bad. People will bring up, like, people with mobility issues and stuff. Like, yeah, we should be focusing delivery services on people with mobility issues and stuff. But it's like, fucking too bad. You want your shit at your house. Like, you want...
I know, and people complaining about it, being like, well, you know, I ordered my groceries and they were meant to be here by midday and they didn't get here. And it's like...
Go get your fucking
groceries. What were you doing?
Like
it's like just hanging out at home waiting for my groceries. Are you fucking stupid? Like, just go.
Go have a walk.
Just go.
But, like, yeah, but...
What would you have done before delivery?
That's the other thing, right? It's like, what kind of
life
were you
did you do,
living?
like, 5 years ago?
You don't have to find food.
Yeah.
It's ridiculous. But, like, none of that's obviously an option for truck drivers.
No.
And as long as we still have this crazy just-in-time delivery system and this system of logistics that requires mass transit of a lot of goods from ports to cities all the time through trucks.
Yeah.
Like, Australia has, like, a lot of trucks compared to other kinds of cars on the road as well.
Yeah.
Compared to other countries. That's going to be the cause of, like, you're not going to fix these dudes' mental health.
No.
Because the job...
You're trapping them in, like, an environment where they just have to abuse themselves to, like, get through it.
And the plan is for that to, you know, keep going. You also have to deal with the fact that a growing number of truck drivers, so 5% in 2021, but I assume more now, aren't from these traditionally male Australian communities. Sorry, that 5%'s the wrong number. That's just, like, Punjabi truck drivers.
Damn. Yeah. Because that's another massive, like, section of, like, trucking and transport.
There's, like, ethnic trucking companies, plenty of them. That, like, there's Punjabi truckers. I know there's a lot of African truckers. I know there's a lot of Islander truckers. Where it's, like, the whole employment, the whole business is generally people of the same ethnicity.
Yeah.
Apparently, driver is the most common occupation for Punjabi speakers in Australia.
That's, yeah.
As you said earlier, without trucks, Australia stops. So, especially these trucks that are driving these mostly boys to and from mine sites, where male FIFO workers are something like 80% more likely to kill themselves than the average male.
Yeah.
Which is already the main reason dudes are dying, because what else is going to kill a dude?
Yeah.
None of them are going to war anymore.
You know?
We used to be able to get rid of them that way. But yeah, they're driving all these things at mine sites, all the people there, all the rocks or whatever. I don't know how it works. You know, and their job is exploding things in the middle of the desert for 7 days and then coming home for 4 days. Like, they have shithouse lives.
Yeah.
Against the desires of a just and giving God, they're ripping apart the earth, and we're asking them to meditate or something.
Yeah.
Talk to their doctor about erectile dysfunction. Their body is telling them, you are not allowed to have children. If this is your life, there is no need for you to have children. They won't survive in this world.
Yeah.
You're around explosions every day. You're digging into the earth to find rocks.
Yeah.
So I don't see how that's going to improve, right? Especially since the coal or otherwise fossil fuel energy industry is seemingly pivoting to AI as a reason to need more of this shit, right?
It's just fucking ridiculous.
Ciaran, you just told me something earlier today about England.
Yes, I did. That the UK government is telling people to delete their emails to save water.
People should delete old emails to save the climate. That's according to the Environment Agency.
To save water. They're running out of water in England because they've got too many emails and they need the water to cool the AI farms.
Yes.
So that Dan Repacholi can generate an image of him holding a
fucking deflated cucumber to talk about, like, not being able to get a stiffy.
Right? So we're fucked, right? Like, they're still building a bunch more AI data centers. Jim Chalmers is like, we need to invest in AI.
Yeah.
It's not stopping. They're just... Microsoft bought, like, land the size... No, not Microsoft. I think Facebook bought land the size of Manhattan to just do an AI data center or something, right?
Yeah, like, it's...
These, like, toxic disaster, sorry.
Absolutely toxic disaster. And like, yeah, you know, the AI robots are going to kill all of us is correct, just not in the way that everyone has been saying. Like, they're not going to become sentient and like murder us like a human would murder someone. Just like the consequences of our own actions are going to kill us.
Yeah.
That's kind of like the whole thing. It just happens to be that it's AI.
Because AI is just cheaper than people. People's roles in society have been simplified to the point that many of them can be replaced by AI aesthetically. You can have an AI that does a passable job.
Yeah.
Anyway, that's so there's going to be more coal, right?
Yeah.
You're going to need to use coal to actually power these grids. I know that's what's happening in America.
Yeah.
I have to assume that's what's happening here. They're still opening these. I don't think there's going to be a way to balance the desire for endless growth and increased living standards and Australians' mental health, especially as I assume the work will suck much more once it's hotter out there.
Yeah.
Plus, there's going to be more things to mine. So other than the shit like lithium, there's all these rare earth minerals or whatever, right?
Yes.
Currently, about 90% of them are mined in China. But Monash University is claiming to have developed a way to extract them cleanly from coal waste.
Right.
So...
Well, that sounds fake.
It sounds fake. I read it on like miningnews.com.au or something
Good
like
Lord.
that.
Okay.
They have published a paper in like an actual journal, but I think as we've kind of heard and learned recently, that
doesn't really mean anything.
That is worth as much as the web page the journal is hosted on.
Yeah.
I don't know if that's usually like a $60 web page access. That anyway, but it's not. I don't know how much that means that it's in a journal, but yeah, they're claiming it. The guy's Bengali. His name is Shankar Bhattacharya. It's like, come on, man. Why are we... There's a Bengali in every story these days.
What the fuck are you doing here?
There's one on 1840s Norfolk Island. There's one... I mean, I would assume most of the people doing mining... Most of the... Actually, I went to a bunch of, like, mining sites and stuff like that. They're at least half, I would say more than half, were, like, run by, mostly commented by, like, Indian Australians.
Yeah.
Because I don't think white people are doing these jobs.
Well, yeah,
like the engineering jobs.
You know, it's also like the great like kind of like white flight from a lot of these like areas where a lot of that work, in the same way we see with service industry work, where it's just like I don't want to do this, and society requires people to do this, or like, you know, capitalism requires there to be bodies doing this job, and if it's not appealing for people, like, you know, having FIFO, like that's an unreasonable life expectation.
Yeah.
To be able to create a life that isn't just you get to not be a slave for a couple of days every week.
FIFO
but
workers...
then you're separated from everything, family, home, all of this stuff. You go live like on site, or you live in a town. So like my like uncle is a FIFO worker, right?
That's cool, Will.
Yeah,
cool.
yeah. Hey, Will, what the fuck's going on up
Tell
there?
me about it.
And like, from what my dad's told me, like, so he works like up fucking like hours away. So he catches like, no, he drives up with a friend, and they spend like, I don't know, 4 or 5 hours driving to a town near the mine. And that's where they stay, basically. All the miners stay in that town. And then every day to get to the job site, they drive another 2 hours to get to the job site to then work, and then drive the 2 hours back as well. Like...
And what's his job? What is he, like, he's a machine operator or something?
Yeah, I think so.
Yeah. Like, doing that for your whole life is tough. A lot of people, like, there was a lady who interviewed a bunch of truckers. And I was like, yeah, a lot of them are, like, on their second or third marriages.
Yeah.
One interviewed for the story has, like, a much younger Thai wife.
Yeah.
And it's like, well, I guess, fuck, what else are you going to do?
Yeah. You want... And that's the thing, right? Like... that falls back into male loneliness, because it's like, yeah, we're all human. We all want companionship. Like, that is a very natural thing, is to want someone, or many someones just around, be it friends, like a lover, family. Like, it's a very natural thing, like, as pack animals, for us to want that. Like, that's very communal. And when you put someone in a position that they have to go against all those natural desires, in that you've made it impossible for them to form social connections
and like maintain them
that matter, and maintain them, you're gonna have to have relationships that are very function based, and have a lot of discussions like, hey, here's the thing, 80% of the time I'm not gonna be here.
Yeah.
Truck driving man,
The 20% of the time that I am, like, I want you to be this person to me. We're going to be married, blah, 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 all of that good stuff. I want to experience that. And then I'm going to be gone again. Truck driving man. And so you have to have someone who's willing to be like, hey, I accept that I'm really only going to be a wife or a husband, like, 20% of my life.
Yeah.
Like, and the other 80%, it's like, you're not there.
Yeah.
Like, and that's a hard toll to take on someone, because especially someone you love and you see them, like, never, you know? It's crazy.
It makes it impossible to, like, raise kids. A lot of the dudes are like, how am I meant to raise my child I never see?
Yeah, and
you know?
It's also impossible for there to be, like, family cohesion, for there to be, like, it's rough.
It makes a lot of things harder.
It makes the things, like,
and
super hard.
You're well compensated, but when you're in the mining towns, like, most of the things available to you for entertainment are, you know, drugs, alcohol.
Sometimes they'll ship girls out, like...
Yeah, there's a lot of these, like, mining bars.
Yeah.
I know I've met a few dancers who will do, like, shifts over.
They do their own FIFO, where they, like, FIFO for the FIFO guys.
Yeah.
Like, yeah. I've seen jobs and stuff advertised as well, being like, hey, do you want to be topless waitress? Like, at this bar? Like, you know, come for a month, and then you can go home, and then, like, you know, maybe in another month come back. Yeah. Like, yeah.
Make good money.
Yeah.
Dangerous work.
Yeah.
Very likely to be assaulted.
Yeah.
Miners, they're unhappy.
Yes.
I don't really have a landing point for this episode.
Again, we will land where we land.
In 2018, the ABC said the 3 main reasons we feel so lonely are how we work, how we live, and how we age. I guess that's still true.
Yeah, I guess so.
They nailed it. Yeah, we found it.
We did it.
I suppose what I'm saying is the government and the manosphere are fighting for control of young men who still want to be manly, and I think the manosphere will win because the government will still want them to mine.
Yes.
And to participate in finance and participate in competitive capitalism, and that's going to turn them into these men.
Fellas, it's okay to talk about your feelings, but not when it becomes, like, revolutionary.
Not when it becomes revolutionary, not when it impacts your job performance.
Yeah.
You know, like, we need to talk about your feelings so that it doesn't impact your job performance.
Yeah. And then you've got the outcomes where it's like, yeah, shitloads of Australians, I know they've tested the wastewater and shit, heaps of people are on antidepressants.
Yeah.
Because life be depressing.
Yeah, absolutely.
You know?
And that's where we have the sports people in politics.
So yeah.
I have a little breakdown.
Amazing.
We just got some stats to end it.
Please.
So I did all the federal politicians who are also professional sports people.
Yes.
Seems like the most traditional sport to politician pipeline runs through the AFL, with 8 footy players in total going on to federal politics, and so many in Tasmanian state politics. I swear there were like 20. But anyway, 8 going to federal, but the most recent one lost office in 2022, and there hasn't been one since.
Ooh.
Surprisingly, there's only been 1 cricketer in federal politics.
Really?
Yeah. To go with 1 basketball player, who's the incumbent Matt Smith, 1 hurdler, which is Sir Wilfred Hughes, 1 ultramarathon runner, some kind of Pat Farmer, and 1 cycler, who is Sir Hubert Opperman, who is on the Australian citizenship test.
Goodness me.
There have been 4 rugby players in federal parliament. 2 have played rugby league. 1 has come up before, Clive's friend Glenn Lazarus, and some guy from the 50s named Frank Stewart. And 2 have played rugby union, obviously David Pocock and Albert Gardner. When Pocock was elected, he became the first rugby union to federal politics guy in Australia since 1926. What a proud tradition.
I mean, let's cherry-picking stats, go off.
Yeah.
You know?
You then have 2 hockey players, Rick Charlesworth and Nova Paris.
Nova.
And 2 runners, Sophie Scomps and Nova Paris.
Nova Paris. God damn it, Nova. Come on now.
I think I'll probably expand on that, see how many, like, I was really interested into, like, how many AFL players have been in Tasmania's Legislative Assembly, because there's quite a lot of them. In terms of male loneliness, though, like, I guess bringing in sports people is a kind of tried and true tradition to reach men.
Yeah, because it's like, hey, I get that you're disillusioned with a lot of things in life. Highly likely that you watch sports because that's this country's religion. So it's like, hey, here's one of your heroes saying it's okay to be sad. Or, hey, it's okay to be angry, but you can't go slapping your missus. Like, you know, just trying to, like, you know, it's like those cartoons at the end where it's just like,
hey guys, I would never do drugs. I'm Ash Ketchum.
You know, very after school special.
I guess
being like, we talked about a lot of heavy stuff today, guys.
He feels very after school special, and I think, I guess I struggle to see it being taken too seriously by, I think, the people who are most disillusioned. Who I guess maybe are lost anyway. Fuck it.
I think there's... You heard it here first, ladies and gentlemen. Give up.
I think it's over in my head.
Yeah, like I think so many of these issues are so deeply entwined with how we all live our lives and the way we're forced to live our lives, which is so, like, in general, isolated. Like,
and extractive.
Yeah, exactly. Like, it's hard to be happy under these conditions. And I think as a society, the more we learn about these conditions, how they're formed, why they're formed, who's forming them in the first place, you get more disillusioned because you're just like, wait, you all just decided to do this and now my life sucks?
Yeah.
And you don't care?
No one cares. And like...
then you have guys who take that to crazy levels sometimes where there will be, incident of mass violence because they're like, I feel like this is the only way I could possibly be heard.
Yeah.
And, like, I don't want to handle these guys with kid gloves. Like, grow the fuck up and, work yourself out. But you can see the link.
You can see the link. I feel like there's... And obviously, at this point, we're speaking quite abstractly about how to actually communicate with people. But, I feel like there is a tone of voice, which is like, let's get on with it. That's somewhere between, like, grow the fuck up and hand on the shoulder. It's
an acknowledgement of being like, I get it, bud, but we got shit to do.
We got shit to do, and you can't act like this around people or whatever. Yeah. Like, I think
it's an older brother kind of like aesthetic. It feels like.
Yeah.
It's kind of like, hey, buddy, like I get it,
And I think Dan Repacholi is, we'll see what happens. To me, he comes off as a little too after school special. I can't imagine him being taken seriously.
Yeah.
Especially since he's like a shooter, but like doesn't seem to talk about hunting a lot.
Yeah.
He did this video where he like does a Friday check-in with another minister, and it's a very like scripted video where he lies on the couch. He's like, "Hey, Dan," and he's like, "Oh, hi, Brad. How are you going today?" It's like, "I'm really well, Dan. I'm just calling to see how you are." It's like, "I'm doing fantastic, Brad. How's your Friday been? How are you feeling? How are the kids?" And it's just like showing them having a conversation with each other on FaceTime.
It just feels insane. Like it truly does feel insane. And I think.
And again,
there he is.
He's fucking huge.
Fucking huge. Jesus Christ. Yanni's just pulled the picture of him up again. He's massive. That's crazy. You know what? I actually really like this image, and I really enjoy picturing myself as Anthony Albanese, and you're Dan Repacholi, and that's you doing the podcast with all the microphones pointed at you, and you're animated and you're talking about it, and I'm just sitting there and I'm like, wow. Wow.
I think, depending on what I'm talking about, right, you're sometimes this person in the background.
Just kind of like
looking over like a unhappy frog.
Yeah.
Ciaran, do you think we can fix it? How do we fix Australian men? No. Do you think Australian men can be fixed?
Not fully. I think here's the thing, right? I think there's always going to be something a little bit fucked up about the idea of being a man.
Yeah.
Right? Especially in the way that we conceive of it now. Like, there's always going to be something that's, like, inherently fucked up about it because it is very, like, a list of do's and don'ts.
Yeah, a list of do's and don'ts.
And I find that...
It's very dominant.
Yeah, I find the don'ts of it all, like a man doesn't X, Y, Z, is the worst part of it because...
Man doesn't express feelings.
It prohibits men from experiencing so much. And, this is things we've heard time and time again about how men, except for this guy...
don't like to express themselves.
Can't express their emotions, or yeah, I know. I'm not all men, buddy. I'm sorry, not all men. Not all men, buddy. Yeah, it's a problem that he's expressing his emotions. You're right, buddy. It's a problem that's just not going to have an easy solution, and it's not gonna have a quick solution either.
We're talking about men's mental health. It's really important.
I don't care. Talk about my mental health. I want to be mentally healthy.
I want my dinner.
Hey, give me my nighttime dry. Is that you, buddy?
Yeah. I reckon, I think we're being told to wrap it up.
Yeah, thanks everybody for listening.
Thanks for joining us, everybody. And yeah, in terms of, we don't have much of a conclusion. I was looking at, I'll do a little Dan Repacholi bio, but there's not that interesting stuff about him yet. Like it was kind of a larrikin. Now he's an adult. Shouldn't Have Come is a production by us two in here, Archie and sometimes Casey. We're on Patreon, patreon.com/shouldn'thavecome. Shouldn'thavecome@gmail.com is our email address. youtube.com/@shouldn'thavecome. Bandcamp.yanniX.com for my album, and Shouldn't Have Come is spelled SHOULDNTACOME. Archie, what do you have to say for yourself?
Well, I have to say bye.
Bye.